Hello guys, Mr. Shopper came back once again, so I titled the video, and that is Hajime. Nah. I just came back in from cutting the grass. But the title is why does the Takamura keep turning the crowd against him? Now, have you noticed with the great Takamura over darn nearly every fight, especially on the World Championship stage, that Takamura finds some way, some matter, one way or another, to turn the entire crowd of Japan on him, and that's how he got the title of the greatest pride and the greatest shame of Japan. And Takamura has been doing this for over 30 years. And it's a strange phenomenon I don't think I've ever seen anyone talk about. You know, I don't spend too much time on the Reddit, just look for a new chapter, in case it's not in the usual sources, to be sure. But usually, I don't hang around this, I don't know. But no one ever asks the question of why he does this. Because the first time it happened against Brian Hart, you need my semen, the genetics. You know, it was a fun accident, then he did it again. And then he did it again with Richard Bison. So David Eagle and Richard Bison, he did it again. So, and even recently with Keith Dragon, he did it, if I do recall correctly, again. And no one ever asks why. No one ever asks why does he continue to do this. Why does he always need some? Because especially you can tell in the Richard Bison fight, where he just nuts up for no, like everybody was on his side. Everybody was cheering him on. So, a unified Japanese middleweight champion. Let's go. And then he nuts up. And once again, they're throwing food and stuff into the arena. Some might say it's not Takamura throwdown without the Takamura tearing some things up. But yeah. But I personally believe Takamura loves that stuff. As in, it's a way to ground the Takamura. It's a way to give Takamura not to have, you could argue it's an ego check. It's a ground him back to reality after a momentous victory. But I think it's literally just, I don't know, I guess for somebody to worship him like a god, I guess. Who just want, well, you know, he's just, he's unstoppable superhuman, you know, he's just, every chance he gets, he destroys that. Like, remember he had the whole parade, and no one showed up. No one showed up. No one at all showed up. Nobody. So it's not like people don't know what the Takamura is. Everybody knows the great Takamura antics. Everybody knows he's not too good with the woman. Like, he's been exposed. That goes another thing. Compared to all the other perfect characters out there, the Takamura never succeeds. All right, he never gets away with anything. The failure is real. The coach is always like, it's never treated as what Takamura is doing. Even with the judo flips in the early days of his failed dating life, he's never treated as, well, you know, it's some type of momentous victory. It's comedy because Takamura is getting what he deserves. Every time. No different when Aoki got his revenge. Now, he might have not known he's gotten his revenge for that molestation that happened on the beach, but he got his revenge indeed. He got back at him. Alright. I can't remember because it was a whole dog incident. And I can't remember because Aoki's girlfriend was like, well, why you let him keep getting away with this? He's like, oh yeah, that's just Takamura. A Takamura who does that to you? That's what you're talking about, a real girlfriend right there. But overall, Takamura never really gets away with his antics. He never really escapes. He's never treated as some type of, well, the comedy is different. It's like more like a slapstick type of thing. To see Takamura fails. And never try to justify his action. But in this case, in my personal opinion, I truly believe that Takamura, the reason why he always lights up the crowd and starts some type of argument and calls people to throw food in there, it's not like he liked being seen as less than or being booed. But I just think it helps bring him back down to reality. It allows him not to give himself too big of a head. Now, somebody said, what's any proof of this? I have no real hardcore proof, aside from everything we know about the Takamura. Takamura comes from a privileged family, a very rich family, where the name was always everything. It meant everything to the family. It meant everything to the patriarch, to the household. We have heard nothing from the matriarch of the Takamura family. But that name is everything. And ever since that rugby incident, things were never the same for the great Takamura. Even posting, well, you beat Brian, you could be let back to the family. Bring the belt home. He never did. It's amazing how no one brought it up. We never got a follow-up. So this is why I say Takamura's family are a bunch of scumbags. Because going into the Keith Dragon fight, they gave him the vice set up to fail. They did that on purpose. And then they laughed at him. And then next thing you know, he's back talking with them again. No. Don't say shit to them. You seen what they do to you. Because, I don't know. I I never said Takamura has ever hung around a bunch of fake people, but he does see the people at his gym, everybody, as a part of his family. More of a truer family than his own blood. He even said that like before the Brian Hawk fight. He already has his home. He already found what he wanted to be. So it's just like there's not much really anything outside of that. Because even then, among his own, he's a scar Takamura. He's a wild boy, but yeah, no one lets him get too out of control. Because he will slip up eventually. It's the funniest thing. It really is. It really is. But over the years, just like Takamura and many others, he's mellowed out. He's become more normalized. It seems like he really want to go for the Dr. Yamaguchi thing. But who knows how that would turn out? Who knows? But he has mellowed out a lot compared to one failed date after another. That which goes to another thing with the whole ego thing. Have you noticed? No matter how much Takamura gets, how much money Takamura gets, no matter how much accomplishment so and so, he lives in the exact same place, in the exact same conditions, the exact same. And nobody finds it strange. Nobody finds it unusual that Takamura has made all of this money, and he lives in, like, no one knows where his money's going. Like, he got enough porno mags to survive a lifetime. He got enough F-tapes to survive to the end of time. Where's all this money going? Now, somebody say he could be giving enough to the coach. He could just be saving enough for so-and-so. But it goes back to that whole thing of being attached to reality. Now, this is just theory. This is nothing factual. But, yeah. And again, it's like what happened to every character in a way. The only thing people remember from Takamura is whether he's getting some big knockout or one of his search purge antics from the early days. But it's just, or I'm getting judo flipped. But no one want to talk about the introspection in between. No one want to talk about the calm, silent moments. No one want to talk about it's no different what they do with Dante from Devil May Cry. Only thing you see is the taunting and the so on and so on. But they never show the in-between characters where he actually having some meaningful moment. They never show what he's actually being serious. Because, you know, no one cares about that. No one cares about that at all. So, and somebody said, "Well, I said, heard a comment. Well, you know, Takamura in his sex assets, and they fail every time. It's never treated as some type of glorified thing. It's never treated as Takamura doing some type of right thing. Even though Takamura has his limits, get a little bit too touchy on people, but it's just like that more or less the extent of the way it goes. And every time he gets scolded for it, every time he gets beaten for it, the coach chases him down the street. Boy, that sure is something. The Takamura, he's serious a guy, isn't he? Man. But I do personally believe he doesn't. Just to set himself in reality. I guess it's a way to ground himself. For his head won't get too big. For he won't look too far into the closet. Even then, what about the statues and the TV commercials and so on and so on? Even look the way he reacts. In a strange way, Takamura has never reacted to the crowd. And somebody say, what do you mean? We've seen Mishima have an input to the crowd. We've seen other characters have like the crowd like juice him up or fire him up, especially with Sendo, with the cheering cries. He's just like he's an animal. He's an animal. He's going all out. Now you can say Ippo's the same way. He's never been directly influenced by the crowd as well. Well, Takamura it's the first influence you ever got from anybody was Ippo, and that was it.
Oh, get up, please, get up. You just gotta get up. Please, I don't want you to lose.
Lose? Did Ippo say I might lose?
That was pretty much it. And somebody said, well, Ippo had a whole lot of fans. Of course he did. But it's never like he gets beaten up like he gets fueled by the fan. He's not like a Sendo type of thing. Sendo can get fueled by the fan. Many other characters can get fueled by the fans. But in this case, Sendo Takamura it's never been a thing for him. It kind of never really existed. Besides from that one scene against Majima for the Japanese title, And that was because that was his teammate. Sure, he does interviews here and there. Alright. Alright. I guess you could say Takamura is purebred, like a Ibuki in that type of way. He truly does it for the sport. He truly does it because he loves it. It is fascinating. Fascinating. I guess it all comes down to how you want to view the character. But what matters more, the big time moments or the things in between, where you get to really see what the character's all about? The surrogate child of Korigama, the surrogate big brother of the monk Uchi, the middle child. I believe he's older than his sister. I don't know, because he describes it as a second son, but that could be a Japanese type thing. Because he literally is the second child. He's never addressed as the third child. So I can't recall if he's the second oldest or he is the oldest. I'm a little rusty on it. I gotta look at the footage of what the sister said. But I think he's directly after his brother. No, but his brother's like a few years older than he is. Takamura should be like around like 28 to 30, somewhere around there right now. I think like he's like a few years older than Ippo. Yeah. He got to be in his 30s. Which is very funny because the characters are not that much older than one another, but not much younger either. Itagaki was like he's only like a few years younger than Ippo, especially when he showed up. And Kimura is only like and Aoki is like 1 or 2 years older than Ippo at best. Takamura like maybe 4, 5. Seeing how like Misha was only like 1 year older than Ippo, if I do recall. So like they're kind of all around the same age. They're not like, well, is it 8 years, 6 years, 7 years. They're relatively around the exact same generation, relatively. But I don't know. I do find it to be an interesting subject. Cause it's very strange. And at this point, he's out, especially against the Richard Bison one. Well, he's obviously doing this on purpose. He obviously loved this type of stuff. But it's not loving the type of way like he loved to antagonize the fans. And it's like the fans sending him back to reality in a way. You can't let his head get too gassed up. Can't let Takamura get too big. And because it's a normal occurrence. Takamura fights somebody eventually, especially some type of big time match. Someone be throwing some trash into the arena. Just what happens. Just what happens. Why can't you just have a good victory? Why can't you do so? Oh yeah, I nearly forgot the whole incident what he said. I'm sorry, I'm just too damn strong. I think it was just Michael Goat. He said that crap, and he said like, why can't you just be an honest champion? Why can't you just be normal? Oh boy, yeah, that Takamura is a special one. I gotta give him that. He is a unique breed. He is a special guy. But overall, I got no guys' thoughts and opinions about the whole prospect of Takamura and why he seems to always antagonize and attack the fans after some type of big time fight. And this is something that he does. And I wish I could say some type of masochism thing. Oh, he loved to be ridiculed. Not really. Not really at all. And to prove that fact is, it's the way Aoki and Kimura describe, and he don't try that stuff with anybody else. But you see at the great Takamura, they're more or less on the same level. Some of the best friends. It's like watching. It's like I won't say it's exactly the same, but the friendship and bond is like on the same level of Bomac and Terrence Crawford. It's just like they're pretty close. So they kind of knows what to do or what to be informed or. They work on the same frequency. They're on the same balance. They know what to do. Because immediately something Takamura gives his input, or the coach is immediately there to give some input to make sure he knows what he's doing. He's just like it's a great relationship. But it's just like he doesn't need the whole Ippo thing. It's just like, should I finish him now? Should I use a dentist roll or not now? Or so and so. They're more or less on the same frequency and know what to do. Until Ippo said against Death God Gonzalez, you want me to end him now? What? My God, Ippo! Mako no Uchi, no way! And he said it with the most calm expression. This is still one of the greatest Ippo moments ever. You want me to go end it now? My goodness. Ugh. My goodness. Overall, it is an interesting thing. It is a fascinating thing with the great Takamura. It really is. Because the same way I explained why he go on trips. Because at first I just let the whole stadium thing. It was just it's so on and so on, Now somebody said, or to counter that, well, but didn't he get upset when nobody was cheering for him when after the crowd calmed down from Ippo? I can't really say that. No. Some might say why. It was more or less trying to move on from the crowd type of thing. Because when Kimura and Yoki get their ass whoops, no one says anything. Like they literally say nothing. It's similar to how another kid to that Panda Bear incident, right? It goes to the whole Fate Takamura family thing. And they cared for his brother so much, they wouldn't have let him go out to that Panda Bear outfit. They wouldn't want him, oh, you want a new costume? Yeah, we'll make it for you. But randomly, in a new weight class, a brand new accomplishment, we're gonna make you some gear. And every time it turns him into a joke. Okay, let's go to another case, right? If he was one-to-one with the fans, he went out there with that Panda Bear costume, and they made fun of him. They actually saw him as a joke. Somehow they didn't take him seriously with the whole, he went out there with the bear outfit. They also saw that as a joke. Or he went out there in the Beetle costume. He wouldn't actually be out there doing these shenanigans like this. Now, the Takamura family is one thing, but he chose to Beetle himself, the bear costume himself, the Panda Bear costume, those are all him. So, there's no real excuse for that. And what about inches against Brian Hawk? He's all juiced up. No. I'm not gonna say he doesn't feel into it, but he doesn't need it. It's not something that he rely on. This is why he got mad when the coach got him slapped on his back. I don't need that crap. What's wrong with you? You're out of your damn mind. So there's that. Similar to how it was he getting pushed back his right. Like there was multiple times where the crowd just turned against Takamura, and he's just like, okay. Especially that Yoki Kimura thing. What could Takamura do? Eat a dick. You're gonna die when I get back. I didn't even Kimura. I do something? You're gonna die too. What? I didn't even see. But Ippo, do your best. Now, that's what I'm talking about. What? Oh, you can't be serious. But goodness, those things. So I can see some of you guys are reasoning, well, he likes, no. We've seen a lot of different interactions, different expressions, and so on and so. And he never truly feed off the crowd. It's not really necessary for, especially in his darkest moments. Nearly getting put to sleep and so on. What the first thing he thought of? The coach. Which is why Mishiba's coach told him, when you make it to the world stage, it wouldn't be the world that's changed, it will be you. When they wrote Takamura, that ain't happening. He was the same when he showed up, and he's gonna be the same when he leaves. It's not affected the same way. Especially with certain moments when was going against Brian Hawk, and he didn't antagonize anybody, just showed up, do so and so, so and so. And then Brian Hawk backhanded the coach. He's like, this F is out of his mind. Even then when he first met Brian Hawk, right? He was in there with a bunch of fans. He didn't try to demean Brian. He was just normal. I truly believe it is a bring him back down to reality type of thing. That he just does. He don't want to feel too big. He don't want to feel too alien. It is a strange thing when you think about it. But I think I might be right with that. Because he never does want to stick out too much, but he doesn't mind the attention. All right, now what is this? It's not the same. It's not the same. It's not necessary for him. It's not what his character was built off of. It's really not. It's not the foundation to Takamura. It's a nice appetizer. It's a nice icing. It's a nice whipped cream on top. But it's nothing that, without it, Takamura would be what he is. Because we've seen time and time again the crowd turn on him before the fight started, and he still went. There was that one fight with the Mickey Mouse guy. Where the crowd was cheering, yeah, go on, whoop Takamura's ass, whoop on. And it's just like, wait, what? So I can't truly say it's one side or the other. But hey, who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Hope you guys like the video, comment, subscribe, and what you guys thoughts about the legendary, the great Takamura, and why does he constantly pick fights and go back and forth with the crowd? And what you think about him earning the greatest name? Just remember, as much as I say the great Takamura, I always say he is the greatest pride and the greatest shame of the country. Been up WK. Peace.
To the ones we heard.